Assalamu alaikum, this is Shama Tuzara, and today my topic is on the refractory period of the cardiac cycle. So, why I am discussing this topic? This is a very basic concept of a first year physiology, but it is applicable throughout all the diseases which are related to the abnormalities within the cardiac cycle. So we should have a very good grip on what is refractory period, why refractory period appears, and what is its significance. Okay, so we should have a very good grip on this topic. So starting our point, what is refractory period? So here I'll make it very easy and very understandable and easy to memorize and recall. Okay, so what is refractory period? First of all, we'll talk that okay, what is basically the meaning of the word refractory. If you know its meaning, then you can easily click on that. Okay, this is refractory, then this can be the refractory period. Okay, so what does the word refractory basically mean? It basically means that stubborn or resistant to respond to a stimulus, or basically resistant to respond to a stimulus. So what does this both thing mean? Means that there is suppose just a mnemonic to memorize it and all its types. That suppose there is a person, that person is not, we are just asking him to please go there, go there, go there. We're constantly stimulating him, we are increasing the stimulation, also increasing the force to compel him, but he is not being compelled, he is not responding to us at any cost. So this is basically the word refractory means. Okay, so basically refractory period, where we apply it or where it is used, that it is mostly applied on the excitable tissues of our body. Which tissues? Excitable tissues of our body. Now what are the excitable tissues? You all will know, I'll just write it here for a quick recall. They are our nervous tissues, they are our cardiac tissues, they are our skeletal muscles. Okay, so these are the excitable tissues. So the refractory period whole concept will be linked to these tissues: nervous tissue, cardiac tissue, or the skeletal muscles. But here I will confine my discussion more precisely to the cardiac tissues. Okay, now in relation to the cardiac tissues, what will be the refractory period of the cardiac tissues? Okay, what is refractory period? It is basically a period during which an excitable cardiac tissue cannot be excited again, or action potential generated in it. So basically what is refractory period? That suppose if this is a cardiac tissue, that cardiac tissue is excited already, so it is a period of time in which whatever I do to it, whatever high stimulus I provide to it, whatever high impulse I provide to it, that cardiac muscle will not excite again or will not generate the action potential. So this is basically the refractory period. Okay, now we have four types of refractory period. How many types? We have four types of refractory period. I'll discuss each of them here by a mnemonic, so hope it will make you very easy to recall it. Now what is absolute refractory period? For all them to memorize, you just remember that suppose this is a person. I'm not so good in drawings, but suppose this is a person. Okay, he's saying no. So what is absolute refractory period? Means that this person is absolutely refractory to respond to my stimulus, to do what I am asking him to say. I'm giving him very high money, very large amount of money, or doing anything which he wants, but he is not convinced by me, and he's saying no, I won't respond to you. So this is the absolute refractory period. Same applied to our cardiac tissue, that once excited cardiac tissue during this phase of the absolute refractory period, whichever stimulus comes to him, how much the impulse, how much high the stimulus is, how much strong the stimulus is, the cardiac tissue cannot be excited again, or no action potential can be generated there. Okay, now looking at the I'll apply this point on the cardiac cycle after some time, but here, have you clearly cleared the concept of absolute refractory period? I hope yes. Second type is the affective refractory period. Now, how will remember it that it's affective refractory period? This person, I have just stimulated him again and again. Now, a very brief duration comes when he says, "Okay, I'll think what you are saying." Means here, depolarizations. If a stimulus comes here during this period to the cardiac tissue, suppose this is a stimulus, it comes. Depolarization will be generated, but they are non propagable. Means the generations, the depolarization, wherever they are formed, they'll just finish there, they won't propagate forward. So non propagable depolarizations are formed during the affective refractory period. Going on to the third type. What is the third type? That is the relative refractory period. Means here this person is saying, okay, you've just said me so many times, so if you give me this amount of money, this high amount of money, I'll write here, it's just easy for you to memorize. If you give me this high amount of money, then yes, I can think and I can respond to your stimulus or do what you are saying. So same occurs in a cardiac tissue, that during this relative refractory period, they are relatively refractory. Means that they are in a state that they can depolarize if. Now if is here, action potential can be generated if there is a very high stimulus, or very high impulse has been generated there. Okay, this is the relative refractory period. Now we have a fourth type, which is less important, but you should know about it: supranormal refractory period. Now what is this supranormal refractory period? In this period, though, now this person, he is idle, he's very free, he has nothing to do, so he is saying that okay, if you give me less amount of money, if you give me just few money, I'm just very happy to work. He's very happy to work, and he's saying give me very few amount of money or very less money, I'll still respond to you, I'll work what you are saying. Okay, so this is the supranormal refractory period applied to our cardiac tissue, that in it our cardiac tissue say that okay, even if a weak stimulus come, I am so much hyperexcitable that I will generate the action potential. Okay, now I'll explain briefly the cardiac cycle and how we'll apply these durations to the cardiac cycle. Okay, this is the second part of the video. What is cardiac cycle? This is our phase 4, phase 0, phase 1 a brief one, phase 2, phase 3, and phase 4 again. So starting from phase 4, in it the potassium is constantly moving. Suppose this is a cell membrane, and potassium is constantly moving out of the membrane, and it is maintaining the resting membrane potential, which is minus 90 millivolt in cardiac tissues. Okay, now comes this phase, that is the depolarization phase. But it is the depolarization phase. Here what happens, that impulse come, it stimulates the membrane, and what happens is that few sodium ions come in. When few sodium ions come in, then they stimulate the fast sodium channels and very large number of them, rapid sodium ion moves in and the membrane become depolarized. What is depolarization? Inside become positive, outside become negative. Normally inside was negative, outside was positive. Okay, so this is the depolarization. This whole phase is the depolarization phase. Then is this phase 1. Now what happens, that small amount of potassium, it moves out of the cell transiently. So because why? Because here the membrane potential rises. It was here minus 90 millivolt. It is rising, crosses the 0 millivolt and becomes positive. So then potassium channels open and they return the membrane potential again to the resting membrane potential. This is the early repolarization phase. Then is phase 2. What happens in it, that the plateau phase means the static phase. Here what happens, that the amount of potassium moving out is balanced by the amount of calcium moving in. So here the ions, positive charges moving out of the cell are equal to the positive charges moving into the cell. So this is the plateau phase. Now this plateau phase is very important. Why? Because this allows our ventricles to contract in a sustained fashion and completely empty the whole blood into their respective arteries in which they have to pump blood. Okay, so this is very important in the cardiac muscles. Then is this third phase. Now what happens, that the calcium channels, they start to close and potassium are open. So potassium is moving out of the cell and this potassium channels then increase further. More potassium channels to open and more potassium is moving out of the cell. So now inside which was positive is now becoming less positive, ultimately negative, and reaching the resting membrane potential, that is the minus 90 millivolt, and this is the repolarization phase. Now I've explained these all phases to you. Now you can easily apply the refractory period over it. So the period starting from this depolarization and to some extent of the almost the plateau phase, this is the absolute refractory period. As we know already, during this phase of the cardiac cycle, it is almost of 250 millisecond. During this phase of the cardiac cycle, no action potential can be generated. Now it is very important that since no action potential can be generated, it helps to protect our cardiac tissues from tachycardias, from arrhythmias to develop, and further damaging the cardiac tissue. So this all effects are protected by this refractory period. Okay, now this brief phase is the affective refractory period, during which impulses are able to generate some of the depolarizations, but they are non-propagable, means they do not spread from the point where they are generated. This phase here, in this deep repolarization phase, that is the relative refractory period. Now this we spoke before, that during this period what happens, that if a very high stimulus comes, then action potential can be generated. And this is the last, which is the supranormal refractory period, in which the cardiac muscles are eager to come, give me impulse. Even if you're giving me very little impulse, very weak stimulus, I will still perform your action. So this is the supranormal refractory period. Okay, I hope this video helped you out. I really hope that this mnemonic of by explaining through a person who is responding in different ways help you out in explaining or in understanding the concept of the refractory period. Please give me your feedback in the comment section, and please like, share and subscribe my video. And thank you so much all who have subscribed my channel and supported me a lot. Thank you so much. At the end, I again as my all videos, I'll thank my teachers, especially Dr. Ahmed and Dr. Mubin and all my teachers. They really motivated me, they inspired me to help others, especially Dr. Mubin. He is a great person and I'm really inspired from him. Thanks a lot. Thank you for your patience, for bearing me for such long time. Allah Hafiz. Have a nice day.